red meat does not cause cancer. We've heard this hundreds of times, that red meat causes cancer. We're going to talk about that just a little bit today. Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. If you're new to the channel, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. What you're watching is you're watching me walk. What makes this exciting is 2 years ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for a couple of minutes without severe pain. Now I'm out here walking every day. It is a beautiful day in Omaha, Nebraska. The sun is shining. It's up to about 66 degrees already. And for the first time this year, I'm actually walking not only just without a jacket, but I've got on some shorts. It is a beautiful day. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping back by. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask you all to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Go ahead and drop down in the comments and say hi, Bob. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All of these things are absolutely free, and they help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 61 years old, and I'm doing things that I couldn't do when I was 40, like being out here and walking every day. Oh, such a cute little dog. Hello, buddy. Hi. But let's go ahead and talk about this thing today. Red meat causing cancer. It's such a ridiculous thing. If you stop and think about it, let's first examine how do they detect cancer in our system. The primary method is using a PET scan, and that's where they inject basically an irradiated sugar into your body. And because cancers love sugar, they suck up this irradiated sugar and they light up like a Christmas tree on a PET scan. Well, last I checked, there wasn't any sugar in red meat. And does it make sense at all that if cancer's favorite food is sugar, how is it that they think a food that has no sugar in it could be causative in cancer? And while we're on this little subject here, let's remember that there is no study out there that can show cause and effect. As Professor K teaches us, to show cause and effect, you have to do an actual experiment, properly controlled, properly powered, with the only variable being the one variable that you're trying to check, which means that these people have to be locked in a lab for a very long time to do this test. This type of testing just can't be done. Provided you could even get it past an ethics board, who in the world is going to sign up to let you lock them in their lab for half of their life? You might not have to do it for half their life, but if you really want good results, it has to be for at least a year or two anyway. Because as we know from our own personal experience with carnivore diet, keto diet, low carb diet, whatever form of the proper human diet you're doing, you well know it takes anywhere from 60 to 90 days for your body to fully adjust to any new diet. So these little so-called experiments that are going on out there, where they do a study on people for a couple of weeks, how does that work? How can you trust any kind of result that you get over a couple of weeks when we know that it takes 60 to 90 days for our bodies to fully adapt to any new diet? I just don't get it. The other thing that we need to keep in mind, Dr. Barry kind of stole my thunder on today's topic. I saw he released a video about this right after I was outside recording this, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Most of the studies are done by epidemiological research, which means they send out a questionnaire 2 or 3 times during the course of the study and ask you to fill it out. Well, I don't remember what I had for lunch last week. Well, I actually do, because I eat pretty much the same thing every day. But most people don't know what they had for lunch yesterday. How are they going to accurately answer a question like, how many ounces of red meat did you have in the last 2 years? People don't have any idea about that stuff. And the other thing, when they're doing these studies, they get to choose what they call a red meat meal. If you go to McDonald's and get a burger, you ate red meat. But was red meat all you had with that meal? Or was there a bun and some sugar-loaded ketchup and all of the vegetables that they tend to put on those things, you know, the lettuce and the tomato, all filled with anti-nutrients? And I'm guessing you probably had some fries with that, fried in seed oil. And then you either had a big sugar, some kind of big sugar-filled drink, whether it be a soda, or in the South, you probably had a sweet tea, and you might have had a shake. And then you had either a little cup of ice cream or one of their hot apple pies for your dessert. But obviously, that's a red meat meal, and they're going to count it like that. You just had some pizza. So, they call that a red meat meal as well. You had, you know, yes, there was maybe some beef on there, but you also had piles of cheese, all of the crust with its flours and seed oils in it, sugar-laden pizza sauce. But obviously that's a meal of red meat as well. So none of the research out there is really worth looking at. I forgot to mention earlier in this walk, but I'm sure you can see now that what you're actually watching, rather than watching me walk, is you're watching me put the mulch around those bushes I trimmed. A friend of mine was very nice and went over to Menards and picked up a bunch of bags of mulch, and he brought them to me, parked at the front of the house, and he helped me carry them in and set them around the bushes. And then I spent some time spreading the mulch around. You'll have to tell me how you think it turned out. And he also brought me a present. For Texas, he brought me a very nice rain gauge that I will certainly make use of down in Texas. But it is Saturday. It's time for weekly wins. So drop down in the comments and tell me what your win is for this week. If you have more than one win, feel free to share them all. And if your only win is you stuck to your carnivore diet, that's a win. Let me know about it. And even if you slipped up, but last week you slipped up 3 or 4 times, and this week you only slipped up twice, that, my friends, is also a win. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the footage. I think I've got enough footage of me spreading mulch and stuff that we're going to have a little music section here. I hope you all have a great day. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.